G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Today we are going to be looking at the 1985 Crimson Guard. Yes, one of the most arguably popular action figures out there in G.I. Joe lore, if not the most popular. This guy is just simply awesome. There is no other way to put it. The previous years, 82 through 84, we had for standard troops just Cobra Blue. And then 85 came out, boom, we got hit with a bright red action figure. But he was not the first red action figure. We had the 1983 Hiss Driver that came out in red. I am just having all kinds of camera malfunctions today. So yes, the Hiss Driver was our very first action figure that came out in red. But by 85, he was kind of forgotten about unless you owned it. So we got introduced to that color again, and this guy really stood out. He really popped. So there's a lot to be said about this. There are a lot of file cards we need to go through, a lot of different card back variants and variants on the action figure. So I won't waste any more of your time with this introduction. So let's go ahead and take a look at the action figure himself. All right, that was a picture of the card back. Yes, I don't have the camera up on the tripod. I apologize. So I'm uploading the pictures of the card backs. So next is coming the file cards, and then I'll show you the variant on the Crimson Guard and the backpacks. I am beginning to think that I shouldn't be doing this review. Things are just falling apart. This is by far the most difficult review I've had to shoot because of all the camera malfunctions. But let me pull up a picture of the card back or the backpack variants. You can see that the hollowed out backpack, this is the most valuable one. Then you have the lighter red and the darker red. The colors are matched up to the said action figures. So I do apologize if this is a little bit choppy. Editing is going to be a nightmare. So let's go ahead and take a look at the action figure now. It's about time. All right, so here is the Crimson Guard himself. Let's read the file card real quick. Who knows if this is the third run of the first part or part of the second run. I don't know. But this does have the black border around it. The Cobra Elite, it says Cobra Elite Trooper, file name Crimson Guard. His codename Crimson Guard, his file name is Top Secret, primary military specialty undercover espionage, secondary military specialty accounting, and birthplace is various, as great as E4 or equivalent. It says the Crimson Guard are elite shock troops of the Cobra Legions. All CGs must hold a degree in either law or accounting, as well as being in top physical condition. Final stages of training take place in the deepest recesses of the Cobra headquarters and is purported to involve, that's interesting, is purported to involve an initiation ceremony too hideous for description. Crimson Guardsmen are too precious to be wasted. in the conventional battlefield. They are dispersed about the country in deep cover, assuming apparently normal appearances and lifestyles. Watch out. That friendly new neighbor of yours just might have a red uniform hanging in his closet. So taking a look at the Crimson Guard himself, this is mine from when I was a child. This is the darker red variant. You see just how regal looking this action figure is in a ceremonial uniform. He has his silver braid here across his shoulder, meaning he is an aide to somebody of a higher rank, to an officer. So that would be Cobra Commander. He does have the silver sigil here on his chest and a ceremonial coat that he's wearing. He has some ribbons and another insignia here on his chest. I thought, I pretended those were flight wings. The Crimson Guard unit patch on his shoulders. He does have, supposed to have silver stripes around his arm. The thumb is broken off on this one, so I have a spare arm that I'll eventually put on, but I have this hang up about keeping the action figures as original as possible. So you could see that there is a silver band that goes around the sleeve of his jacket. These are worn off from many years of loving play, but they had improved upon the silver and gold paint by this time to where it didn't wear off as much. It has silver stripes down each leg. On his left leg he has a sawed-off shotgun. He is wearing riding boots with pouches here on each boot, and he does have spurs on here. Don't remember Cobra ever having a cavalry, but if they ever did, this would be your cavalry officer. He is wearing two belts. The top one holds up his pants and has two pouches on that belt, and the second one is slung around his waist, and that was later used in later versions for a sword. His back is fairly plain. Nice looking helmet, kind of a blocked off look to it. Has a black face mask, silver visor, and more silver accents on the helmet itself. The backpack is a ceremonial backpack. This is non-combatant style backpack. It doesn't have canteens or hand grenades on it. Rivets here on the sides, kind of done up in a cobra shape, like the hood of a cobra, and then there is a cobra insignia there on the backpack itself. And his rifle really stood out for me. This is a very cool looking rifle. Has a bayonet on it with a serrated edge. This got a lot of play time. You can see that the grip is worn down. Very nice. There's a lot of detail on this. Textured hand grip, sight here at the top, ejection port right here for the shells after they are fired, and a barrel with a flash suppressor on it. Really cool action figure and backpack. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my favorite segment of Byron's gripes. Wow, this whole review is something else. I've never, as I mentioned before, I've never had so much trouble with editing and the cameras turning off. So I'll make this one quick. Byron's gripes, because there are several pages of this Crimson Guard listed on eBay, so I'm going to spare you a lot of time on that one. I will just say that there's a lot of pages. So, for those of you just joining, I do Byron's Gripes as a means of entertainment and education. I use eBay just for a reference. I don't do it to pick on eBay or the sellers. I do pick on the prices, though. The prices get very, very insane. But I am starting to notice a downward trend in prices since there has been a release of the classified action figures. So the vintage are starting to come down in price. So this right now is a buyer's market for action figures. So here we go. Here's one complete with a file card, $39.99. Here's one that is incomplete. Has a blue rifle from the accessory, the Battlefield accessory pack. He's wanting $47 for that. I wouldn't pay that much for it, especially if it's not complete. Here's one that's complete with a file card, $47.49. Okay, these prices are looking pretty good. Here is one, no file card, broken O-ring, backpack, and accessory battle pack. Rifle, $31.50. Yeah, you can replace the O-ring, but then they want a better offer on that one. Here's another one that is complete or better offer for $38. Another one, $35 or better offer. So this is an army builder, and the prices are pretty decent. So I'm putting all those with deal of the day. Here's one, $49.99 complete. I think not. That is just a little bit too much given today's prices, because obviously there are some that are cheaper out there. Here's one complete, $39.99. Here's another one complete, $39.80. Here's one, $41. I wouldn't pay that much. Another one, $38. These are all complete. Here is one, oh, that's up for auction. Never mind. I won't quote auction prices because they are fluid unless the auction has ended. Here is one that's complete with a file card, $47.99. What variant of the file card, I don't know. That's something you'll have to really look at and go over the verbiage inside of the file card. Have Yojo pulled up, or 3D Joe's that has the description of the file cards if you are looking for that variant. Another one, $39.99, $42.99, $45. I don't think so. Here's one, that's auction. Here's one, $39.99. And what does the picture show? Okay, that's a solid backpack. I thought it was one with the hollowed out backpack. $48.99. Here is one that comes with the hollowed out backpack, $64.99. You can see that the backpack right here is hollowed out. $64.99 or better offer on that. I would snatch that up because that backpack alone is really valuable. $45. Here's another one, $64. That's with a file card. I wouldn't pay that much. That person must have found it down by the Titanic. Here's one, $45. Another one, $44.44 with a file card. Here's one with a full card back, $69 or better offer. I still wouldn't pay that even with a full card back. Here's one, $60 with a file card. Here's one complete, bare bones or complete. Geez, the insignia is rubbed off of it. $58. No, you could keep that. Here's a lot of 3 of them with one file card, $139. I wouldn't pay that, but that sounds like a good deal. Here's another one, $44. Here's another one, $49 with a full card back, $52.99 full card back. I'll put the $49.99 up with deal of the day with that full card back. Here's one, $54. That's complete with a file card. No, thank you. Another one, $47. And page after page after page. I remember seeing some AFA grading when I had gone through this before. I had to re-edit it and shoot this whole segment over again. Here's one, 58 bucks carded, or 580, sorry, $580 carded. That's pretty expensive, but hey, who am I? You know, that's just my opinion. Here is one. I'll put this with deal of the day, $229.99 carded. Here is one that's AFA graded, that's loose, but it looks like the guy just opened it up and put it onto and sent it in. $599.99, and it comes in that very nice acrylic case. That's a good example of one. He probably had a banged up file or card back and just opened it up and sent it in for an AFA grade. You pay a pretty penny to have these things graded. Here's one that comes with a variant that's complete. It comes with two different file cards, $64. So I will just leave it at that. There are so many pages of this Crimson Guard, and it is by no means rare. Whether the light colored one with the long neck or the darker colored is more sought after, I don't know. The hollowed out backpack is the one that you want to grab. That is in a light red color. I do have a variant, the variant on this action figure. The neck is with the long neck, lighter color, but sadly I could not find it in any of the, I shouldn't say all of my totes, but in most of the totes that I looked in, the little plastic boxes that I keep them in. So I'm sure it's the one that's the very bottom of the stack and stored in a different room. This room is small, so I have to store stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I have to store stuff in totes, and sadly can't have everything on display, so I have to refresh everything to get a new backdrop and all that. Not saying that to brag. It's just, this room is cramped. It's a very small section that I have to film in. So yeah, sorry I couldn't bring up that other Crimson Guard. Looks the same, it's just a lighter color. The neck is, you know, maybe a few centimeters longer. So anyway, yeah, I just wish I could display everything. I'd show you a tour of the collection room if I could have everything displayed, but sadly I can't. Can't move anything out into the living room. Yeah, you know. For you who don't know, I take care of my mom, so she doesn't want everything. I live with her, and she doesn't want my toys out in the living room. You know, that's her space. This is my space, the YouTube studio. So obviously, or understandably, she doesn't want all my toys in the living room. She had to deal with that with me growing up. So as an adult, she's like, keep everything in your space. I want mine. So yeah, anyway, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking through with the choppy edit. I do apologize. So anyway, I thank you to all my new subscribers. I do really appreciate you guys tuning in and subscribing, for my return viewers, and thank you for sticking with me all these years and through this whole review. Please leave me a comment. I would really appreciate it. I answer back to those comments. Give me a thumbs up and share this video. with your friends. Let's get the word out. Also, giving me a thumbs up helps with the algorithm. I know everybody's saying it on YouTube these days, but it does help. It spreads the word and it gets these videos more airtime, and that I do really appreciate. I'm not making money off this channel. I would like for more people to see other takes on G.I. Joe reviews. So with all of that being said, just a quick childhood memory of the Crimson Guard. My friend John had him. I remember they were out looking for him and finally found him, and we played with him quite a bit, and then I bought mine. So we had 2 Crimson Guards to play with, but I remember to this day exactly where what it looked like on the toy shelves when I had bought him. Bought him and Barbecue on the same day, which was rare for me to get excuse me, 2 action figures on the same day. It wasn't a birthday or Christmas, but I bought those with my own money. So this is mine from my childhood, very dear to me. These are ones I will not let go. I won't ever sell anything from my childhood. I'm going to keep these and hand them down to my own children, my child right now, my daughter, so hopefully to my grandkids. So yeah, this is pretty special to me. But purchasing it, I remember coming home and just staring at this thing and staring at it and just how cool it was. And for some reason I was fascinated by the way his back looked. It's just a cool action figure. So yeah, those are just a quick memory of that. This brings back a flood of memories. So anyway, you guys take care, stay safe out there, be kind to yourselves, be kind to everyone. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, and be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. So this is Joe Motion Videos 82 saying goodbye for now. We'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review.